here tonight for the OCC Screams. Chances are you're probably not going to see a lot of this opening bit, primarily because you're going to be seeing the commercials, because that's just kind of where we are at with that. And unfortunately, we are running this from home. So if we're having a bad internet day, we're having a bad internet day. I am the Loud T-Rex. I'm coming with you for this fantastic display of talent tonight. Frost v. OwOSA. They're going to be doing a match tonight, and their playoff match is next week, same time. I am joined here by Amano Yuki. Amano, how you doing tonight, bud?
I'm doing well. I had a little vacation if you haven't seen me on the stream in a while, and I'm glad to be back. I'm really excited for tonight.
Alrighty. So, as I said, these are the two top teams in the Platinum Division, and it's really, really, really important because this could be, we could be seeing into the future as to what the playoff match is going to be like. So, it's going to be really important here for OwOSA to either really display their power or show the promise of what is to come against Frost. Because as we know, Frost, as of right now, is still relatively undefeated. I think they've only lost once this entire season.
Yeah, I believe looking at the stats that they only lost one game, if any.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's a near perfect record, man.
Yeah. They've had a long season ahead of them to get to where they are, and now it's OwOSA's chance to get a feel of what Frost is doing and be ready for that playoff games next Saturday, because that's where it'll be. Go big or go home.
Right. I mean, remembering the last time these two faced off, I think they had a relatively close match. It was really, really well. So, I mean, I'm expecting a really close match today as well. And then really, this is just kind of like that. It's really the feeling out of each other. You know what I mean? It's extremely important because you have to know your opponent. Not only will they be able to get the experience of trying tonight's fight, but they'll be able to go back, review, and then come up with new battle plans against each other come the next week. And those are going to be extremely important. Going back and reviewing tape is really, really, really crucial. So,
yeah,
with Bacon, with the Your Face is Quiet, we're going to be checking here with Hip Hip or Hey, see getting the thumbs up from the team captains to go ahead and get us started on our first map of the night, which is going to be Busan. So, Busan. It's going to be a King of the Hill map, no straight direct lines. I mean, based on what you know, what do you think they're going to be running here tonight?
I feel like in these divisions, normally those control style maps you do see that either dive-ish comp or the goats. Goats is definitely always a safe bet if you're not worried, because you definitely there's no those set battle lines of boundaries, so you have goats is always that universal comp you can kind of run, even though we kind of despise it here, but it is one of those things you rarely see. Maybe a good 2-2-2, but a safe bet is always really here goats most of the time.
I mean, that's the thing, though. I've known, I know Nassif plays a really solid Hammond. He plays a really solid Wrecking Ball. So, I mean, one of the changes for the composition, especially since you do have someone like Xanthoxin and Drips that can really switch up to be quite a few many different things. They could run that, what is it? It's like that 1-4-1 composition where it's the one tank, one Mercy, and then the rest are DPS. I know they could run that.
That's definitely something that they've used to counter goats in the past, and it is definitely a viable comp, and they could run with that, especially with Nassif being that notable Hammond player in the Platinum Division. So we could see that. It would all just depend on, I mean, most of the players I'm looking at right now on their roster can run those DPS characters as well to support that comp.
Alrighty, so whenever Hip Hip is ready, we can go ahead and get ourselves started, and he did get the thumbs up, so that is going to be the okay to really get us. Now, as I said before, Busan, no real solid fight lines, and you did mention the goats, which is great. You do want to have you really want to have that Brawly composition. It really helps. You can really control a lot of the map. But, I mean, double snipers really can work here very well. As you said before, the dive comp is really, really efficient. But one thing I do love about control maps is that because they're so zigzaggy and there's so many different places that you can take in order to make things work, it's, there's really a lot that you can work with. I mean, primarily bunker comps are usually the worst in these kind of situations, just because if you're not there on the point first, chances are you're probably not going to make it at all.
Yeah, which is why most of these teams don't really run that in the beginning. Maybe it's, but let's see, we got here, like they are running 3-2-1 here on OwOSA side. They're running the Zen Mercy, Bara Sombra Widow, got the sniper, so a good rain, and then a Asif on that Hammond, and then we got the dive comp coming out from Frost. Or the dive goats.
Yeah, they got the Winston goats. I mean, that could be extremely important because that's important. The reason why this composition is so, at least it's so effective, is because goats comp requires you to be really brawly. This kind of composition allows you to be really, really mobile, really flexible, and you don't have to stick to being in one particular area. So, Naseeb Khan does run his way in there, and Zentoxin here in the backline looking to see who he's going for the hack. Does manage to get Rithikal, but that may not have been the best hack to do. So, they do have drips up into the sky, looking to try to get some sort of pick. There is nothing they could do against a Pharah since they don't really have a lot of hit scan. So here they go, and they're really hoping to use these DPS to really try to finish off these enemies. Nobody taking control of the point just yet, but Rithikal has got to be careful. He does have a target on his back the size of Kansas, and that is going to be enough to get... He's going to be able to get out of there alive. Naseeb Khan trying to get back in there, land some sort of killing blow, but it's just going to be unfortunate. Nothing really effective to take anyone out. Dank Monkey getting taken out, and that's going to be a full grab here from the side of Frost. They do have a solid hold on this.
One thing Zentoxin is definitely going to try to have to do as the Sombra is either hack the Zen or the Lucio, who's just... You got Zen running all those heavy Discord orders, which can contest the Pharah if they do it well, and then the Lucio just pumping out a lot of that AoE healing. So,
yeah.
Good notable targets for Zentoxin to try to change the tide of the battle.
Oh, and that's going to be a big one right there, ladies and gentlemen. The picks are starting to come in favor of OwOSA, and they're starting to make this work. They are using the proximity mines to try to hold off the enemy, and here they go with that ultimate coming on out, but great job there. By Krosky, looking to try to keep the team alive, and no real picks are coming out yet. Drips did manage to pick it off, and that might be the end of that. Great job from OwOSA getting this point, but now the struggle is to try to hold on to it. They have to use that mobility against Frost, and Frost has been very, very good on that Goats comp.
Missed there on that Widow. Those two picks right at the beginning of that fight was really well timed, and then Zentoxin getting that EMP off was just perfect cleanup there. Mist doing really good on the hits again because there's not a lot they can do, especially if they're playing. They got to really play their corners, especially knowing that Mist is on that Widow and getting their shots on tonight. So.
Alrighty, so here they go, and they do get the hack on Krosky, as you said, so that's going to be a lot of AoE healing that they don't have available. Naseeb Khan does manage to take out Epic Sinner, and this is a great set of coordination moves from the side of Frost. They are able to really, really isolate one, and that's just going to be Dawnbreaker, going to be staggered for a little bit with Epic Sinner, so they're going to have to get reset. They're probably going to be reaching the 50-50 mark here in a minute.
You'd really, at this point in the game for Frost, yes, you are losing a point, but they do have those ults online, so they kind of need to plan them out and use them, but then maybe kind of switch to either have their dive characters dive Mist and try to dive their heroes, because that's what I've noticed they're not doing, but because Zentoxin is keeping them hacked and keeping them in place, and that's the problem. They're just letting Mist and Drift get all those free reign on them. They don't have the mobility that they should have.
Well, it's not only just the mobility. They have no way to counter Mist or Drips. Like, they could send Jag on there, but as long as there's someone to back up that bit of the backline, it's going to be extremely important. So here comes that ultimate comes out. Krosky looking to hold on, allow his team a little bit of leverage in order to get their way in, and Krosky does get hacked, so that AoE healing is not going to be doing much of anything. Oh, and there comes that ultimate, but that ultimate seems to grab Zero, Zilch, and Nada. There is a massive ultimate here, and oh my god, that coordination doing just some deadly work, managing to take out Mango. There goes the ultimate by Dawnbreaker, but unfortunately not going to be done just because the team is so mobile. You know what I mean? It's so hard for Frost to really set up for that combo.
And especially, they had the three ults already, and then the Toxin having the EMP ready prevented what could have actually saved them, because that trans could have saved them, and they're doing Zentoxin getting his hacks and EMPs really well, and just the coordination coming out from OwOSA, really well done, making this comp work, really breaking that dive goes.
Ooh, Jag the Nerd and Rithikal popping their ultimates already, and Jag the Nerd still trying to find some angle to still hold on to, but Zentoxin just eludes him whenever he goes after him. Here he goes again, looking to try to get something, but unfortunately, as he dives, there's only so much damage that a Winston can do, and that's just unfortunate at this point.
Yeah, it's definitely, they really need to switch it up. They need that more, they're not really supporting their Zen, which were the only things that could really potentially counter that far, but then Zen's still that projectile damage, which is really hard to aim at. So in here, I feel they're going to still run, OwOSA's still going to run that the 3-2-1 Brawly type, but they definitely, Frost needs to switch to more, maybe even switch off of the dive goes, and to have more of the double snipers.
Or maybe a hit scan in there would probably help.
Or at least one hit scan maybe could definitely, especially since Rithical's going on the Moira now. That was their only way to potentially even deal with Mist. So I don't really like this setup that they're coming out from Frost right now.
And I'm going to give a quick shout out to Elfie. I blame you for talking to me about tornadoes. Now I can't get the idea of Kansas out of my mind. So here we go, and they have switched out the Winston for the Rhine, but Naseef Khan just going to be an absolute nuisance, trying to get into that back line and trying to at least just cause some form of disruption. Rithikal does get taken out by Mist, who's just been really looking to try to click some heads and make some solid or some short work against the back line here for the side of Frost. And the battle still ensuing. Jag the Nerd just, that's the thing, though. He doesn't really have a one target to really aim for. They're just so mobile. It's hard to consider what they're going to pick, and that's just a disgusting combo from Drips and Naseef. Did you see that?
Yeah, that was really well executed there. That combo must have been really well. They were just able to take them out, get the jumps up. Zarya's just able to put on their rockets, and just really well executed there. Just now we do have Epic Sinner coming and Dawnbreaker coming out on the double sniper hit scan. So they should be able to start trying to do it as long as they can coordinate well. But that is 2 ults that they have reset now. So we'll see how this works for him.
And now Mist having to be a little bit more careful now that Epic Sinner does have is going to be looking for some sniper lines. Dawnbreaker did get taken out a little early, and we're going to see who's going in for that oof counter. There goes Drips trying to pop that ultimate, but he does get taken out, and that's going to be a big one. Zentoxin going to be giving Epic Sinner a little bit of pressure here, and that's going to be absolutely huge. Getting the backup here by Naseef, and I'm just loving this coordination from OwOSA right now.
Yeah, they definitely recognize the switches off really quick, because then they're able to send Naseef, who is their dive tank, to be able to contest Epic Sinner and Dawnbreaker and just really take out their problems early. Their recognition from OwOSA tonight is really well on recognizing what they need to do, not really switching. You got Drips now going to the Hanzo off the Pharah, and it's their recognition. Their hero switches are really well done and really well.
All right, so they are going to have to back off, and I do got to give that to OwOSA. They did give a little bit of space. But they're recognizing, man. They're recognizing that any single kill against them could be extremely detrimental. Drips did switch over to the Hanzo to try to make, try to just stay out of the air away from Dawnbreaker and Epic Sinner's sightlines. So there comes a hack. That's going to be solid. And Epic Sinner does take out Zentoxin, which is going to be absolutely huge. They don't have that hack available for them. And the unfortunate part for this composition is that there's not really a lot of point presence. There's a lot of mobility, but not much of anything else.
Yeah, but really they're giving them the space, but OwOSA is playing around that. And as long as they keep doing it, but the hack coming out, getting 4 with that, and that was just a really big hack, made them to be clear.
Ooh, that is just rough. Poor Jag having to find some sort of angle to just try to get back. But, that's the thing. OwOSA right now giving Frost a little bit and taking away the whole pie with the whipped cream. And that is going to be great here. There comes that ultimate from Drips. Going to stop that point. Managing to get one, and Jag the Nerd did get a pick. Oh, but that's just going to be rough since he only gets Nassif, and that's not going to be a guaranteed kill against an enemy main tank. That ultimate does drop, and that's going to be a defensive ult here from Mick Bean Bean. The final battle is going on, and Jag the Nerd does get taken out a little bit early. Kamehameha does come out here from Rithikal to try to hold on for just a little bit longer. Xanthoxin might be in a world of hurt and does manage to get taken out by Rithikal, but that ultimate does drop again here by Nassif Khan, and that's going to be a big one. They get off, and OwOSA wins without a single issue. My lord, that was a very well done composition.
Yeah, one thing I definitely noticed there on that second point, yes, they gave them space, but that's exactly what they needed. Given because they were playing all that spread out, but once they take the high ground and you get Frost there on that small concentrated point down in the low ground, they're able to quickly clean up and just get more experts. Lose a little bit of a point just to get more in return. They're just able to quickly dive and consolidate the picks they need. They're really taking their time and pulling off some real executed and coordinated plays here. And I'm just impressed with them tonight. They're really giving a Frost run for their money.
Yeah, and that's the thing. When you are playing against the GOATS composition, as we said before, it's really about the brawl, getting in there, and it's really trying to land that first pick. The unfortunate part for Frost, although they have a great GOATS composition, is that OwOSA isn't playing their game. You have to have people playing your game to win the GOATS composition more often than not. Now, granted, people will try to create different compositions to try to beat the GOATS comp, but as long as you're trying to remain within brawl distance, you're usually going to fail at it. But OwOSA played it really well, man. They were just really spread out. But they kind of kept their sight lines together. So at the very least, there was two people on one person. So maybe there was two on Rithikal, maybe there was two on Epic Sinner. So in getting this, they're chipping down, that weakness in the armor that is the GOATS composition. And that's the thing. You lose your Brigitte or you lose your Zen, you are losing a lot of your value. Because if you don't have those Discord orbs, like even with just having a Pharah in the air, having something to pressure you is important. If there's nothing to pressure you as a Pharah in the air, that's just free damage.
Yeah, and definitely Frost should have recognized what they did sooner, not wait till they waited till like halfway through the second points to get that Epic Center and Dawnbreaker on the hit scans. And it just wasn't enough time, and they weren't able to execute what they needed to do to be able to continue to stay in that control fight.
However, this is only the first map, so it's not to say that this is how it's going to be for the entirety of this match. It could change up, and it's going to be really dependent on OwOSA if they can maintain that. However, we've seen it before. Once Frost kind of picks up their feet and really understands where they need to be moving and how they need to be adjusting, they can be relatively dangerous too. So... yeah. This is kind of where it falls too, because it's hard for a Reinhardt. It's hard for a Reinhardt if you don't have a direct battle to fight. If you have a fight that is on the other end of the map, the most you can do is go there and hope to give shields. But if you're not able to get in there, launch your fire strikes, and like if you're fighting an Orisa or another Reinhardt, or if you have a
any other character really that you would contest.
Right, but the wrecking ball just moves, man, and it's so tough to pinpoint.
Yeah, definitely there. If you have that wrecking ball, maybe if you had the Brig, a Brig works really well with the Ryan when you have to deal with the wrecking ball, because if you get that shield stun right and you both swing into it, you can tear up a wrecking ball really well, as long as you can keep. It's always about getting the wrecking ball still. That is your number one priority, because he will just move constantly until you stop him.
And I do want to give a quick shout out to Brimos. Thank you for the follow today. I saw it a little bit earlier, but this little window is really, really tiny, so I'm like, I can't see it. And Nassif, currently his team. Well, Nassif, it is his team. He is the captain. He's currently up 1-0 for those of you who are just coming in. And there you go. You see it right up on the screen. Thank you, Amara. You get all my love. And here we go. We're going to be waiting on Hip Hip Jorge to get the thumbs up from the team captains to go ahead and get this bad boy started as we move on to Temple of Anubis. And I do want to thank the Sun for the cheers, man. That is That is huge. I love the support. Thank you. Keeps us going. So, Anubis. 2CP, very, very clearly defined sight lines. And usually a lot of, I don't know, I see a lot of bunker comes up around here. Yeah. The Bastion Sim combo comes up as well quite often.
Yeah, it depends the bunker where you sit up on here. Yeah, you see him with the Sim generally up on those two high grounds and rotate, and then it becomes on the attacker playing LOS, or you see them play that middle by the bridge and then do their rotations off that. So basically, one thing about countering the bunker here, if it is run, is playing those line of sights and just getting out of that. Because especially if they're playing those two high grounds right there with the Sim, all you need to do is just play the walls.
Well, it's not just about playing the walls. I mean, I always feel like whenever you're battling a Bastion composition, I feel like it takes like a certain amount of ingenuity from the opposing team. You have to think of a different way to try to defeat the bunker composition. Now, granted, we're not going to be seeing that here. We're going to be seeing the 2-2-2 come out, and it looks like it's going to be it looks almost like a pseudo dive. They aren't going to have like a Genji or anything like that, but they are going to have Dawnbreaker playing the Pharah, and that's going to be absolutely huge. Because it looks like we're still getting the 3-2-1 combo coming out from OwOSA.
Yeah, definitely, because, I mean, like any team, O.C.C say, if it's not broke, don't fix it. So right now it's working for them, so they're probably going to play something similar to that comp until they realize that Frost can counter it, which it looks like they're attempting to do here with Dawnbreaker trying to contest the dives, and Epic Center, who just get picked off by Myth, trying to contest Myth.
Right, I mean, and that's the thing, though. What you need, if your enemy's going to run a Widow, either you have a Genji that could do work against it, or you do something to try to make it work. And Dawnbreaker right now getting some solid kills, making this work. And Dank Monkey does get taken out a little early, so it looks like it's going to be OwOSA having to back off here to either maybe reset up or start up new battle plans. They did happen to get that first tick, though.
You're cutting out on me, Loud Tricks.
They're starting off again. Naseef Khan is going to be... Oh, here they go. They were holding on to the goats, and they're running it right now. They are going with the Winston goats, and Naseef's got to be careful. Epic Center is looking for a delicious pick, and right now Frost is caught. They can't switch out into a goats composition. Otherwise, they're going to be risking a lot of the positioning that they do hold as of this moment. Epic Center's trying to get the pick here on Zenyatta, but it may not be so. The team is still trying to move on in, but they don't have the answer against a Pharah, and that could be absolutely deadly.
Yeah, definitely. The switch to the dive codes is enough because it puts that pressure on it. But again, Epic Center and Dawnbreaker is really ones you got to work out in a contest. But we do see Naseef trying to get up on Epic Center, give him a lot of that pressure. But then you still got Dawnbreaker uncontested in the skies, like you were saying.
Yeah, so the change did come on in, and they are trying to find something to pick. But that's the thing, though. Right now, with the composition that Frost has right now, they're not looking to brawl either. It's very, very spread out, and that's going to be unfortunate here because, you know, whoever Jag the Nerd is looking to try to pick off, he or she's gonna have a lot of healing to back them up.
Yeah, definitely. I wouldn't have switched to the Zen Goats now he's switching to Orion. I would have gone more of a 2-2-2 dive to be able to get those dive players like a Genji to be able to contest Epic Center, and then maybe a McCree to be able to contest Dawnbreaker. But instead, they went for the Goats. Probably not the best pick here.
Well, we'll see if they can make it work. Dawnbreaker does pop that ultimate, and Dank Monkey is the first to go down. That ultimate does come out here from Krosky, and that's going to be absolutely huge. Oh, here comes a bomb. Is that going to get anyone? And that's going to be a solid and resounding no. No one does die to the bomb. Epic Center does take out Mist, though, and that's going to be absolutely huge. Naseef Khan, though, is going to be caught up in a corner, and that ultimate is just not going to be in favor of OwOSA. They are losing this momentum just because they are indeed so spread out. Zentoxin's still trying to have one final stand, but unfortunately, Zentoxin is only one person, and that is not enough to handle this. Oh, no. And they went for the stagger. That's a feels bad, man.
That is, and it's they're really Frost is doing the really good job about spreading out the goods because like Ghost, everyone knows you got to stay together to make them work, and their comp Frost has is just being able to spread them out, and then an early pick on Mango could be their chance to get this first point with the trans coming out. So this could be this is the deciding battle here.
Oh, and there it goes. That's going to be a big one. And oh, no, Rhythical. You went out at the wrong time. That bomb from Xanthoxin was absolutely huge. And now Mango is going to get demeched before the start of the next fight. And that could be a disaster if OwOSA knows how to capitalize on this.
Yeah, it's really well done, really well placed ult by Xanthoxin, getting that 3K. We're still going to see the 2-2-2 coming out from Frost. I don't know how long they'll keep it given the limited sight lines on the second point. But we'll just have to see how they can handle it and see if OwOSA can capitalize with their ghost. But the Dawnbreaker coming out with the ult.
Ooh, and that's a big sneaky play there. Unfortunately, Dank Monkey is the first one to go down, and now it's going to be the battle between the main tanks as Jag the Nerd looking to try to displace a lot of the enemy team. Oh, but the hammer down does come on out. He does get booped, though, and that's going to be unfortunate. That's going to be the end of Jag the Nerd there, though, and they're starting to push their way on in. Oh, man, that's a big one if they could get it. Mango does get hit, and that's going to be rough here as the ultimate does come out from Mist. And now it's just absolute chaos here on the point as people try to hold on. Drips managing to land a solid pick here, and that's going to be extremely important. Mango getting demeched and is trying to just get his mech back ASAP, but Nassif Khan is just an absolute monster, getting two, and now he's looking for a third. That's going to be the end of Krowski's life. Ooh, great job, though, by Epic Center getting the heck out of Dodge. Does get taken out. And what I thought was going to be the end of their push turned out to be the beginning. Here comes the ultimates. Oh, that's going to be a big one. That's not going to be so, though. And here it comes. A counter bomb does come on in, and Mango does get demeched, and that's going to be the end of that one, folks. Unbelievable die here by OwOSA, running that momentum.
I'll have to say, I'm really shocked with how OwOSA turned that green around. It was looking very shaky when they switched to the Ghost Humps in the beginning, because they were Frost was playing like that spread out comp, be able to capitalize on the high ground, but they were able to come down at the last seconds and Toxin doing that huge bomb and just able to capitalize and push that one final fight. Even though it lasts like a minute and a half, they kept that one final fight, and it was a good job from Frost keeping that stagger going. But once you got those picks in the beginning, it was very hard for Frost to recover to get that full 6.
Yeah, once OwOSA had that momentum to just charge on in more and more and more. I mean, and also like consider the reaction speed. Dank Monkey was the first one to go down, but it was Frost already at a disadvantage. Mango had gotten demeched prior to that, and then now they go ahead. And you got to think, yeah, sure, with a Baby Diva, she still has her pistol, but she's nowhere near as effective, obviously, as when she has her mech. So now you have Dawnbreaker trying to get into that back line, manages to get one, but then gets taken out as well. That's a huge part of their DPS, and now you've got Nassif Khan and the rest of the team just rushing on in and trying to mess up everyone's day.
Yeah, definitely. Nassif's Ryan play was really well. He had the support from his support players from Dank and McBean, and he was just able to shut down Jag really well, even though he had that late switch to Ryan. And it was really well executed, and he had the support. He really had the trust in his healer there, and we're going to see that 2-2 coming out dive comp from OwOSA, so let's see how the Goats comp from Frost.
Oh, so Jag the Nerd is going to be running that Reinhardt, and that's going to be important. So they do have solid lines of battle, and Nassif Khan's got to be careful. He doesn't want to get completely out there, and he's about to get completely melted. Manages to get the heck out of dodge, but Drips does get the pick here on Rhythical. Jag the Nerd takes out Nassif. Drips already has that ultimate, but great job there by the tanks. Good protection, good coverage, managing to stop that ultimate, and that is a very quick point A grab.
Yeah, that definitely you didn't want to. you don't want to contest the Rhine with a Winston. There's not enough damage output, especially when he has his healers in his back, to be able to really deal with, especially with Jag being one of those notable Rhine players. You don't really want to mess with him. He knows what he's doing. And
all right, so now we've switched over to the brawl. There is the goats v goats, and they know it's what they need to do to win it, and they've got to play perfectly, but they've got to be careful. The ults are going to be coming in favor of Frost here any second now, and the Steve Khan is going to be starting off fresh here. So here comes that ultimate here from Kroski, and they know they're going to try to push that. The hammer down does come in, and Nassif doesn't really have a lot of defensive ults to help him, but he does manage to stay alive. Dawnbreaker, though, does take out Mist, and that's going to be a heavy push here from the side of Frost. They're just coming on in with a vengeance, and they were not happy with that first map loss. Jag the Nerd trying to get Dank Monkey out. Here comes that ultimate. Oh, is that going to be a big one? No, that's going to be Dawnbreaker managing to eat up quite a bit of that one. But Epic Sinner, though, managing to stay alive, and that's absolutely huge. Oh, my God. He did manage to get a great deal of the team, and the combo between Mist and Nassif is just going to come in and wreck shop. They are managing to hold it. Unreal. That ultimate was what saved the day. I thought it was over, man.
Yeah, definitely when you start getting to that stagger phase, Frost coming out there getting up to 4 picks where there's only 2 on point. At that point, he's like, all right, it's just going to be a stagger battle in here and how long they can hold. But then Nassif came in with that ult, already 50% to the next one. Just able to clear up the point, give another chance, keep their momentum that they had from their first push. And it's really going to be these Rhine v Rhine battles are going to be the big ones.
So Jag the Nerd does have that ultimate online, and there it goes. Oh, hammer down does come on in, but to absolute zero effect. Mango does take out McBean, but it looks like it's going to be the end of that, and I don't think they're going to... Oh, they're not killing Mango yet. They want the baby diva. They're going to let him go. They know it's going to be a little while until Mango can get his mech back, which is as bad as being dead, really.
Yeah, I really, that ult within the grab was questionable. Yes, it would stop their attack, but then it presents the follow-ups from the rest of the team because they're all in that one circle. There's not much you can do, and there's honestly kept the shield up, maybe waited a little longer to maybe try to pull it off as soon as grab is done, because it only lasts for 4 seconds. Mm-hmm. So then Nassif's coming out with the grab, or the shatter.
Oh my God, that is just disgusting. Oh, that is just a rough one there. Epic Center trying to get some sort of value out, but that's the thing. When you are running that Reaper, if you have someone eating up all of your damage, what are you really able to do? Dank Monkey does take out Dawnbreaker. And yeah, it's what I was saying. Like Epic Center's going to have a tough time, especially if you have Xanthoxin able to shut him down as much as humanly possible.
Yeah, you got the DMs. It's hard to run that Reaper into goats unless you're playing well supported, because once you get those Reaper one-on-one, yes, you can do really well against the tanks, but once you start getting 2 and 3 and then there's Xanthoxin with the DM, Reaper becomes practically useless. So it's definitely they're going to have to play as well and really need that support from Dawnbreaker to make the space so Epic Center can do what he needs to do.
Oh, and there comes that ultimate from McBean. They know that's going to be their initiation, and Xanthoxin taking out Jag the Nerd, and this is absolutely nutty here. And that's the thing, you don't want to contest a Reinhardt in a very enclosed environment. That is just a no-go. That is a no-no from everyone involved. However, Frost did manage to steal a tick, and they are still up in terms of their time bank. They just have got to make these plays work.
Yeah, and definitely the ult economy is looking still well in the favor of OwOSA, and they're playing really well tight, which is what Ghost is supposed to do. And they're doing it really well. It's just Frost keeps pushing in, and wow, OwOSA's getting those first play ticks, which is really the key essential there. Was once you get those first ticks on either side is really the sign to push in.
Oh, and Dawnbreaker is getting backed up here. Pops that ultimate. That's going to be 1 pick, but great job here by Dank Monkey. Able to help keep the team happy and healthy. Mist is going to be the first one that goes, and that's going to be an absolutely massive pick. Here it comes. Mako dropping that ultimate. Oh, managing two, though, and that might be what Frost needed in order to make this work. Here we go. Second take. Dank Monkey trying to hold on, getting a 1v1 v Mango, and that's just not going to be it. Mist getting absolutely deleted, and great job by Frost. Only losing in the time bank. They're just a little bit shy of what OwOSA started off with. Let's see what they've got. So it's going to be 222 to 208, and it's going to be Frost attacking first. So, I mean, this is a ridiculous battle right now, man.
Yeah, it's definitely. OwOSA had not a lot of good time on the attack on that first push, so it really will depend on if they can hold better this time, because they took the full 4 minutes to take the first point, unless they either attack really well or have to have a really solid defense. Otherwise, this, even though the short of time base, this could go into the side of Frost here.
And it could go very easily into the side of Frost if they're not careful. So here we go, and it looks like it's going to be a 2-2-2 composition coming out here from Frost, and you know that could really work. And yeah, it looks like we're going to have a Winston Goats coming out here on the side of OwOSA. So who's it going to be? I don't know. Dawnbreaker is actually playing a really solid Pharah. I'm really happy to see it. And honestly, Dawnbreaker getting that initial pick on Mist was absolutely crucial. Getting rid of that Brigitte is going to be tough because that's a lot of AoE healing you're missing.
Yeah, and the trans only lasted for a certain amount of time and allowed them to clean up at the end. So it's really going to key the win factor here for OwOSA if they can shut down Dawnbreaker and Epic Senior Center and keep them from doing all that damage that they can. But so we'll just have to see if they can do that.
Alrighty, so here they go, and ooh, Nassif Khan in a world of hurt does retreat back to the entirety of his team. Epic Center is in that front line looking to try to get a pick. Jag the Nerd does get brought back. Meanwhile, Jag the Nerd is looking to dive some sort of target somewhere, is getting in that back line, and that's going to be tough here if McBean does get caught completely out of position. So that's going to be the angry monkeys coming at each other, Tesla canning each other to death, but Drips does take out Epic Center, and that's going to be absolutely huge. The backup needs to come in for McBean though. Oh, and the ultimate is forced out. That's going to be absolutely terrible as Dawnbreaker is getting closer and closer to his ultimate. But it looks like it's going to be Frost having to get backed up here, and Dawnbreaker getting caught in some sort of wall. Great job by Rithikal, though, allowing that DPS to stay alive. Unreal work there.
Yes, and OwOSA really, they're focusing down who they need to focus down, not letting the dive really discombobulate them, and they just need to time their ult and get that Lucio up there to have it, because Dawnbreaker has its ult just when he caught it, so Dawnbreaker's ult could be the game changer here for this push.
Oh, so there's Nassif Khan trying to just do some solid work. Dawnbreaker did get that first pick on McBean, and that's going to be a lot of damage potentially they don't have. Mango able to pop that ultimate, and that's going to be absolutely huge and nutty. That is going to just tear through the final defenses of OwOSA, but here they go. They've got to be careful. No! Zentoxin did manage to pick up two while demeching Mango. Unfortunately, it was not enough to stop everything. But it looks like they're just going to try to rush on in. They know they can hold on for just a wee bit longer. And here they go. Nassif Khan, I thought they were going to go ahead and straight up give it up. But Dank Monkey and Nassif Khan trying to stay together to try to finish that off. Mist comes on in, and there comes a pick here on Mango with that baby diva. Nassif Khan takes out Epic Center. What in the world is going on? Drips getting another pick. What is happening? Did they just manage to hold this? What? Oh my god. Oh my god. What was this?
That was a really risky decision. High risk, high reward there. They invested that Lucio out there to keep that hold down, and it was one of those high risks because if they didn't hold this, they wouldn't have the result for the next push, and the Frost could have just. But wow, I'm just shocked. A fantastic work, Nassif Khan jumping in there, man, with Dank Monkey. I thought they were gonna give that up. Yeah, it's just like, all right, so you got the next push, another 30 seconds, one more push. Oh well, but no, they kept that fight going. stalled enough time to let the rest of the team there, and then cleaned up, and then Drips switched to the Doomfist, cleaning up, and just a lot of work from OwOSA there, and really well done, really well props, and there's nothing they needed to fix there. That was just huge.
Yeah, it was. Frost, and that's the thing. You cannot put your guard down until Athena calls it. If you put your guard down before Athena calls the end of a round or the end of a match, you're gonna be sorry by a really well-timed ult.
I'm looking for more words to say and describe that, but like I've said, I can't. It was... but we are going to see the goats come out on the attack, and then we're going to see that like dive 2-2-2 comp come out from Frost in the defense. Gave them a really hard time at the beginning, so let's see if it gives them a hard time now.
And Mango's got to be careful. You don't want to take a lot of those orbs to the forehead. You really, really want to have your diva in full force to try to take up and soak up as much damage as possible. But Naseef Khan rushing on in, getting into that frontline battle, and they're just swinging it away. Dawnbreaker looking to try to get some sort of angle on Mist, and that's going to be huge if they can get the Brigitte play here. But it's going to be just a bit of a stalemate right now. They're still trying to do a little bit of this poke battle right around this corner, and with Dawnbreaker really feeding into it, that's going to be tough. Jag the Nerd does manage to take out McBean. That might be absolutely detrimental. Ooh, Zentoxin getting taken out of his mech, and Drips going down, and that's going to be good work here from the side of Frost. They are looking to finish this one off. Kroski did finish off Naseef Khan, and that's just going to be the end of that one, man. Holy crap. Dank Monkey is going to be really, really out of position, and he probably shouldn't have stayed there that long. He probably should have tried to get out of dodge ASAP.
Yeah, definitely with the lower time bank. They only had those 2 minutes with a minute left. They really just needed to regroup and get the other push, because they started out really strong, but Jack's initial pick on McBean was the crucial part there that really changed that into Frost's favor.
Alrighty, so here we go. They're going at it one more time, and they've got eyes. Epic Center is going to be looking to try to land a pick, and that's Dawnbreaker getting another one. Miss getting taken out, and oh my god, Zentoxin just unable to figure out what corner he's going to be jumping on in through. As of right now, there is no possibility for a draw, actually. Yeah, there's no possibility for a draw. It either, at this point, this will be Frost's point if and only if OwOSA can't make it past this next push.
And yeah, they're definitely going to have to rush in there. It's just that without the rushing, they need to stick together and just not let Dawnbreaker get those picks. The beat coming out to stop, and that's see how this goes.
That's a good start right there, using that beat to start the initial battle. Here it comes. The bomb's coming on out, and they're looking to try to get something out here. Naseef Khan does get the pick here on Jag the Nerd, and Dawnbreaker does get taken out. Oh, here comes a Graviton. That's going to be huge. Rhythical just going to be completely out of position, and oh my god, did OwOSA just do it? They just did, ladies and gentlemen. Oh,
wait, don't let your guard down. Don't let your guard down.
Don't let your guard down. You're absolutely right. Kroski knows there's nothing more than the split second there, but he does get stunned. Can't pop an ultimate, and that's going to be it. OwOSA is up in this series 2-0.
Holy crap. I come in here thinking this is going to be a Frost game because they only lost once. But I think that was to OwOSA, correct me if I'm wrong. So, and they've always been close, but now you have OwOSA coming up 2-0, and then we have Naseef Khan just huge on this Rhine tonight, and really showing what Rhine player, he's a good example of what Rhine players should be doing. And not to say Jag wasn't doing either when he was on the Rhine, Jag was doing it well, but just the plays that were coming out, those last minute plays from both Zentoxin, Naseef, these last minute plays have been crucial for OwOSA, and it's really showing how much they working.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. You're coming a little low there, buddy. So here we are, the halftime OwOSA up against the team that has only lost once this season. Frost has had a near perfect record, but right now OwOSA is coming in to stomp their feet and show them that they really need to prepare for their playoff match. That being said, though, there is still a lot of game ahead of them. let's just see how this turns out. So, folks, since this is the halftime, please go ahead and grab yourself some snacks. Head on over to the bathroom. Just take care of yourselves. Grab yourself something to eat, something to munch on. We'll be back with you guys in about 5 minutes. Elfie does have the video for you guys. See you after the show. Let's just see how this turns. The science guy. Bill, the science guy. Bill, the science guy.
Science rules.
Bill, the science guy.
Inertia is a property of matter.
Bill, the science guy.
T minus 7 seconds.
Bill, the science guy.
NANI?!
Heroes never die.
Ta-da!
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not.
Happy feet! One more combo! That ain't Falco! That ain't Falco! I am the one, the way your son don't need a gun to get respect up on the street. Look at that wrist.
Alrighty, folks, welcome back. Thank you guys for standing by during the break. I am the Loud T-Rex, joined here by Amano Yuki, and we are seeing a really, really ridiculous series for the night. OwOSA up right now 2-0, and they've been playing really, really ingeniously.
Yeah, definitely. They're getting those last-minute plays that have just been huge. That last map we saw on Anubis, the investment of being Lucio out there just to hold on, which the higher risk, high reward, and it's just that's what their OwOSA is doing, and they're playing when Frost thinks they're safe, and then that's when they go in. They did that on Busan, and they did that on Anubis, and that's what has been Frost. Frost needs to keep their guard up like 100% until Athena says it's done.
You and I were talking about this, and it was absolutely nutty. That gamble between Nassif and McBean in the fight. No, actually, I think it was Dank Monkey. In the final seconds, like I want to go review that because you just see them charge on in. The sound barrier comes in, and then the rest of the team comes out, and it was just ridiculous. Like my jaw is still dropping from that play. I am just in awe. But Frost still is the reigning champs of the Platinum Division. So let us see what they can do for the evening. We're going to Dorado next. So Dorado, straight escort, still solid lines of attack and defense, but they're continuously moving. So people, if you need to back up from the payload because 3 of your friends are dead, it's okay to back up. So I mean, I don't know. I play it on comp sometimes. It's just see people just trying to rush in onto the point and save every meter. It's like give them 5, take back 20. You know what I mean? Like you don't have to just jump onto the point. Like play it safe. There's a lot of avenues to retreat.
Yeah, this is definitely where the defines of like the spawn advantages can change per point, and it's really interesting. It's a different play style when you come to these straight escorts because it's always the moving and changing of field that you have to adapt towards, which makes it a lot more different than those attack defend maps where you have that set area. Payloads, you're moving constantly, and you always have to make sure. Excuse me, and that's where these battles can definitely be interesting and different to watch. And this is where maybe Frost could come out on top. Maybe they're stronger on these more moving style comps and moving play rooms. So we could see where that comes out. But we are seeing the 2-2-2 with Nassif on the Hammond. And more of a Arista Diva setting up on the high ground for Frost.
So Sozin is going to be coming in, and Sozin's going to be playing the Pharah, which is different. I've been seeing a lot of Dawnbreaker doing it. So I noticed they're not going for the straight goats composition, and they are aware that the hamster is going to be around, and that's going to be absolutely huge. The battle does start off, and the Nassif Khan does manage to get out. Zentoxin is, however, instead of a DPS, will be playing a tank, and that's going to be absolutely crucial here. There it goes. Jag the Nerd getting put completely in a terrible spot, and that's just going to be the end of that. Right now, Frost is having a tough time really adjusting to this composition.
You were cutting out. If you're still speaking, Latrix, you're cutting out for me.
Oh, man. This isn't good. Oh, no.
Like, it's more than normal, man.
I know. I hear it. Right now, my internet is potatoing out. And that's
Potato internet.
Yeah.
I'll play this game 500 likes, and I'll play this game with Potato.
Oh, this is just going to be tough for me. There we go. I think the internet's stabling out. Here they go, and that's going to be the minefield coming out here from the Nassif Khan. They did manage to grab the point here, and I'm going to have to go ahead and reset the stream once again. So right now, they're going to have to just go ahead and continue on for a second. I will be right back.